Today, I grabbed this one, and it is a portrait I did in Nicolai Fechin style of Nicolai Fechin. All right, everybody, we're doing a Throwback Thursday. This one will be a little bit more in-depth than, but I pulled this one out for my wall that I have in the school, which I've done in the school. I have all my favorite, most influential painters up around the school that I've done paintings of, portraits of, that are just there for inspiration. They're there for people to know that, hey, these are the greats that I admired coming up. These are the people I studied. These are the people that have influenced me and my stylistic approaches. And I've gone through phases where each one of those painters on those walls, I almost know their work intimately because I spent maybe a year or more painting like them, reverse engineering their paintings, doing master studies, and trying to learn the nuance of what makes Sargent Sargent, what makes Fechin Fechin, what makes Frazetta Frazetta, what makes Cornwell Cornwell, what makes Leyendecker Leyendecker, right? Reading about their life is not going to be enough. Sitting and dissecting through studies, charcoal, graphite, oil, gouache, is where you really get down into the marrow of how that person works. And Fechin being one of the most influential. Now, I remember I first found the Ballantine Fechin book when I was 21 years old at a art store in Santa Monica called Hennessy and Ingalls. And they were a really beautiful boutique art store that had all art books, really expensive, really crazy. And that was pre-internet, right? So you go there and it was like a kid in a candy shop. You're just looking at all these thousands and thousands of art books. And there was that Fechin book that I picked up and I was like, there's something about this guy that I cannot put my finger on, but I wasn't really ready to fully understand Fechin and fully appreciate him. So I put it on the shelf and didn't touch it for 10 years. Now, fast forward 10, 15 years, and he became one of the most influential painters in my development, I would say, one of them. And what do I like about Fechin? I like his broken color. I like his chaos. I like his control. I like his controlled chaos and how he does that through palette knife, dry brushing, his complex layering to get colors to vibrate off of each other. The way he directs the eye. He just has a powerful, powerful style that is very indicatively him and very beautiful in my opinion. And so I spent many years blowing apart his style, going to shows. I had a show in the Fechin Museum, which hopefully I'll find the content at some point that we can put that up because I haven't even seen it, but it was a show where he was upstairs and I was downstairs at my work in his museum and house that he built himself. And it was a huge honor because not many people get to do that. And I got to actually teach a workshop in his original studio that he didn't even get to work in because he left there and came to Santa Monica before he was able to fully work in that. And that's a long story in and of itself, but maybe I'll do a long one on Fechin because I have so many connections with that artist. There's a book back here in Fechin. I have probably 10, 15 books on Fechin. Every book I could find. I've gone to museums and shot close-ups. I've studied his texture. I've tried to duplicate it. This is a lead primed canvas that I primed myself. Lead is being very toxic, so be careful if you're gonna do that and do it in the proper ways and dispose of it in the right ways. But this one actually was leaded over an old painting that didn't go so well. And I let some of that painting come through, which created another layer of abstraction that was very nice. And then as I did this painting, this paisley back here was part of a drapery on a female painting I had done on this years ago. So the texture is crazy on this, and we'll do maybe some close-ups that you superimpose in to see just how textural this painting is. But that was one of the beautiful things. When you're doing that Fechin style, you really have a hard time showing off your drawing ability because you're working through the divots and undulations of so much texture. You can't get crisp lines very easily on it. It's almost impossible. It's very hard to render on. So to get like eyes to come in, dial in and stuff and different hard edges, you really got to fight for it on that surface. And it made Fechin sometimes look like he wasn't the virtuoso draftsman that he really was. But then when you would see his drawings, they were very Holbein influenced and they were exquisite and they were done on like rice paper and paper that you can't even erase on at all. So he had such a poetic hand in clay and in wood and in oil and in whatever medium he touched. He had a fingerprint identity that was masterful. He was a true genius. But Fechin, I could go on for days and weeks talking about his color harmonies. And he's one of those painters where I'll go see a Fechin and I'll see it, and then I just want to see it again. And then I'll come back a year later and still be just as intrigued by it as I was when I first saw it. And I never fully get bored with it. Whereas in like a Bouguereau, when I saw the Bouguereau show, I was very impressed with how good he is at that kind of painting, but I don't want to keep going back and seeing the paintings. I just don't. They don't grab me that way. They don't grab your soul. They don't have that soulfulness to me. They have technical mastery. He has both. He's a technical master that also paints the way we see, the way we feel, and it has so much soulfulness in it. Now, I know many people out there might argue me to the death on that Bouguereau is just as soulful, or he's more soulful, or this or that. God bless you. You know, I just don't see it that way. You know, I see him as a guttural, visceral, passionate painter, also with surgical ability. I see Bouguereau as a surgeon, like a brain surgeon, technical brain surgeon, painter. But I don't see the magic as much, right? Now, you know, good composer, good to everything, you know. So, and I've studied Bouguereau extensively. So I'm not trying to belittle Bouguereau in this conversation. I'm just saying we're talking about Fechin right now and what I like about him. And this painting, I tried to paint it in Fechin style because I was doing that for a while. When I would do these paintings, I'd take Sargent like Sargent, Leyendecker like Leyendecker, Repin like Repin, you know, whatever. And I kind of, over time, when I was doing this, it was a passion project, I would venture more into painting it my way. But I did, you know, this one I did very much with the intention of making it look like it would be a Fechin. And it's cool. You know, Fechin had this really demure look. He was very proper Russian, very educated, you know, but yet painted like a madman, you know, painted like a Sorolla, you know. But we will, occasionally I will talk, you know, when I pull out one of these, you might see that Russian influence. You might see that Fechin influence. And I like all the Russian painters. They're very honest, guttural painters. They don't pull a lot of punches. They're not overly coiffed with their design sense. They paint from their gut. They really do. They have a lot of gumption. So huge fan of the Russians, you know, as painters and artists in general. They're very, very artistic culture. Great dancers, great musicians, they're really great in the arts. But Fechin, whew, you know. So if you don't know Fechin, give him a look. It may not be your taste in the beginning. You may look at him and go, you know, I could take it or leave it, or, you know, that's how I was kind of for a while. You know, I was like, yeah, I don't really understand this guy's genius. But as I got better at painting and more into layering of paint and appreciating the complexity of layering of paint to get the illusion of certain things, he became one of my favorites. So I hope that, you know, sheds a little light on this Throwback Thursday. It's just a painting that's been sitting around my studio. I haven't gotten framed done up because I need a custom frame for it. And I'll get to that here one of these days and get it up on the wall, you know. But that's Fechin. Fechin is, if you talk to probably 100 or 50 of the best painters that live today, and you asked who are your top 5 painters, I guarantee you probably a good 90% of them are going to say Fechin in the top 5. Even if they don't paint anything like that, right? They could be painting something really tight. He's always in there, right? He's a painter's painter. He paints not to make money, not for fame, but because he paints to live. He paints from his heart. He paints from his soul. He doesn't repeat and plagiarize ideas. He doesn't do an idea and sell it and paint 6 more like it. He paints one-offs, boom, done, to the next thing, to the next experience, to the next thing that I am aware of. And he paints in a sense of presence. And that's what I think is why it resonates so much with artists, because a lot of artists know, and I was one of them, you have to make a living. What do? You start parodying yourself. You start painting similar paintings, similar ideas that were good and maybe sold, and so I'm going to paint 6 more like that, you know? And there's nothing fundamentally wrong with that, but I love a guy that doesn't do that. He's like, no, that was one and done, new idea, next great idea, next great thing that I'm going to witness in life that I'm going to bring to canvas that speaks to me. And he painted just beautifully, poetic. So Fechin, look him up. And yeah, I've got nothing but good things to say about that guy. And I love what I've learned from studying from him. And that will always show up in my work, probably from here until I'm done painting, you know? So cheers. Hope you enjoyed that Throwback Thursday. We'll have more to come. Cheers. All right, guys, you know the drill. I just really appreciate you watching the videos. If you like them, please subscribe to our channel, hit like, it helps with the algorithm, and hit the bell notification so you know when we drop a new video. And if you know someone that you think might like this content, please pass it on to them. Really appreciate it. Much love to you guys. Cheers.